So for the second year in a row, the Seattle Seahawks had a lot of capital in the NFL draft. And for the second year in a row, I believe the Seahawks had one of the better draft classes in the NFL. And this is according to several sites and analysts as well. The Seahawks, they kicked off the draft with selecting Illinois quarterback Devon Witherspoon at number 5 overall. And then later in the first round at number 20, they went with the receiver in Ohio State's Jackson Smith Enigma. Seattle then made 2 picks on day 2 in speedy Auburn edge rusher Derek Hall and UCLA running back Zach Charbonnet. And then day 3 was different, with the Seahawks loading up on big guys on both sides of the ball. In the 4th round, the Hawks took LSU guard Anthony Bradford and Mississippi State defensive tackle Cameron Young. And then in the 5th round, Seattle double dipped with Michigan players, selecting defensive lineman Mike Morris and center Olusegun Oluwatimi. I tried my best on that name. As you look at Morris, he weighed 275 pounds at the NFL Scouting Combine, but the Seahawks said he's at 295 and is expected to play 3-4 defensive end rather than out on the edge as a 3-4 outside linebacker. The Hawks finished up the draft with New Mexico defensive back Jarek Reed in the 6th round and Georgia running back Kenny McIntosh. So when you look at this draft, the first thing that comes to mind is, they got Geno Smith a whole lot of help with the first receiver off the board in Jackson Smith Njigba at number 20 overall. And time will tell if the Seahawks nailed their 2023 draft. And one thing is clear in the immediate aftermath of this draft: no one on the team emerged from draft weekend as a bigger winner than Geno Smith, who went from potentially having to fend off some highly drafted competition to now having arguably the NFL's best trio of receivers now that Njigba will join Lockett and DK Metcalf. So I did think that the Seahawks would maybe go with Jalen Carter at number 5, but after getting over the initial shock of that not being the case, you can appreciate the Seahawks going with a guy like Devon Witherspoon, as he is a very talented cornerback, and honestly, one of my favorite cornerbacks in the class. And you look at him as a prospect, I think he's going to be very good. I mean, he's great physicality, he's got great instincts, he's got a quick twitch athleticism, and he's just got that alpha dog mentality. So Witherspoon is going to be perfect for Pete Carroll, and that corner combo with Woolen is going to be absolute elite. And with their second pick of round 1, again going back to Njigba at number 20, I think it's an amazing pick. You look at Njigba, he's a strong, agile playmaker in the slot. He's going to be a perfect complementary player to the likes of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, and he's going to give Seattle a terrifying trio at wide receiver. So I think he's going to be amazing with Geno Smith throwing him the ball, and he's going to be a very feared opponent when, the opposing cornerback has to go up against them. And then I also liked what they did with their 2 premium depth additions in round 2, as they got edge Derek Hall and running back Zach Charbonnet. So Seattle, I think, nailed that component of it. And then you look at their secondary now with all of their young talent. John Schneider, man, did an amazing job. When you look at Witherspoon paired up with Woolen, it's going to be a hell of a tandem. And then you got Diggs, as well as Julian Love, Jamal Adams, and Kobe Bryant, with a secondary that touts a long list of impactful ball players. The Seahawks have placed themselves in a position to be toe-to-toe with any elite team in the NFC this fall. And there's zero questions now as far as the starter under center goes with Geno Smith, and he's got a long list of weapons to cause a lot of damage. So Seattle is a very dangerous team. I've been high on this team basically all offseason. I thought they've nailed it. They nailed their offseason. They've now nailed the draft, and it's going to be a very fruitful upcoming season, I believe. And you look at the Seahawks, they are now stacked on both sides of the ball, and they got a lot on their team to now put them in a great position to succeed this fall. And I believe Colin Cowherd said that the Seahawks team is his 3rd best team in the NFC. And honestly, I would agree with that. I think right now you still got to give the edge to the Philadelphia Eagles, the reigning NFC champs. And then after that, you got to give the San Francisco 49ers the nod, although they still have question marks at quarterback. But I think a close second, and my 3rd team as well, is the Seattle Seahawks team. I think this is a team that they have the talent, they have the experience, obviously, getting to the playoffs last year and going toe-to-toe with the Niners in the first half. I mean, that looked like a game that the Seahawks were about to upset and win, to now, getting the required pieces that they needed, stacking up on both sides of the ball. They got a guy in Pete Carroll who knows what it takes to win at a high level and win a Super Bowl. So I think Seattle's going to be scary good this season, guys. I think they got even better, and look for the Seattle Seahawks to take that leap. They took the leap last season of being a team that nobody had making the playoffs to being in a first-round playoff matchup against the Niners and actually making it a competitive game in the first half, to now I think they're going to make another leap, and this team could potentially make a run in the NFC. I could see the Seahawks being a very, very good team, and I wouldn't be quick to rule the San Francisco 49ers as the division winner. I think Seattle will definitely have a lot to say about that. So the NFC is shaping up very nicely, but yeah, some of the teams I like out of the gate, I think the Eagles are going to be good again. I think the Niners are going to be there. The Seahawks team is definitely going to be there. I like what the Lions have done as well. But the NFC, I mean, it could come down to Seattle making a surprise run and being that team that really takes the reign of an NFC that I've been seeing since, I want to say, the last 3 months, is very wide open. I think this is a year where you have, Rodgers obviously going to the Jets. There's no more Tom Brady, where anything can happen. And that is the perfect recipe for a team like the Seahawks to burst onto the scene and turn a lot of heads. So I love what the Seahawks team has done, guys. I think they nailed their draft. I think this team is going to be very, very good. So let me know, Seahawks fans, how you grade the Seahawks draft. Were you happy with what the Seahawks did? And let me know where you see the Seahawks finishing this season when it's all said and done. Do you think this team can take that division crown away from the San Francisco 49ers? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. Please drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL content. I took about a 3-week hiatus from this channel, but you could definitely expect a lot more NFL uploads as we go along here, and I'll be taking a look at some of the other teams that did a great job with the 2023 NFL draft behind us. That is it for me. This is Lucas signing off. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all again in the next video.